Good Friday afternoon, everybody. It's Meteorologist Alex Carter with you here in the Fox 54 Digital Weather Center. All eyes on the forecast. A busy one at that. It's going to be one of those setups where this weekend I do think we're going to see plenty of those strong storms. We're getting some of those right now across the CSRA, and a lot of that's closing in on the Augusta Metro. So this pattern, again, will favor some heavy storms and a lot of heat. But once we get to early next week, I think the rain coverage could limit our temperatures. We could be sitting at just closer to about maybe the upper 80s on Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday of next week. So lots to get to. It's an active forecast. And again, thanks for joining us. Another round of Weather Aware Live. So any questions that you have, let us know. We'll be happy to answer those. And we'll keep you up to date with the latest on what's happening this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into some of these storms. We do have a special weather statement out right now. This is for Edgefield, Aiken counties, northern Columbia County, right near Cobham Road. Mistletoe State Park, you're included in that as well. Some gusty winds up to 50 miles an hour possible with these storms as they're pushing from west to east. This special weather statement goes until 4 o'clock, so we still got another 20 minutes on this. If you're in Clarks Hill Lake, Edgefield, Johnston, Trenton, Aiken, right over the city of Aiken and points north. So if you're in New Ellenton, this doesn't apply to you. If you're in Windsor, this doesn't apply to you just yet. And wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible in these storms, though. They're moving east at about, say, let's get that forward speed, 20 miles an hour. And they're pushing east pretty slowly here. So again, over the next hour, communities like Wagner, New Holland, Sally, Windsor, New Ellenton, Aiken, over towards, say, Graniteville, you can see some of those heavier storms as well. And looking back towards Thompson, we got a heavy storm right now. And this one's probably packing a good amount of lightning with it. Let's turn these off and on here. And not too much lightning with these strikes here in areas of southern McDuffie County. Highway 221 seeing the worst of that storm. Harlem, Deering along 278, you're getting some heavy downpours right now. Brazilia on over to Fort Gordon as well. So along Highway 278, that storm is going to be tracking. These storms, we're just getting started with this. And it's going to be a pattern that carries us through the weekend and into early next week. So be on alert that we are expecting plenty of thunderstorms on any given afternoon. And you see the storms. I'm going to turn off sweeping radar and take it to a different look. This is all headed in our direction, a caravan from the north and west to the south and east. And we're going to continue to see this as we head into the afternoon and into the evening tonight. So we're just getting started with the rain, some heavy storms that are on the way from the north and west. And we're just going to keep this pattern going as we head into the weekend and into early next week. So today, we have a chance of those 40 to 60 mile an hour gusts. Even some small hail possible tomorrow. So some severe storms possible for your Saturday. And guess what? We do this all over again on Sunday. I kid you not. So it's just a pattern that will continue on. And Meteorologist Connor Tank was actually talking about this with you last night during our 10 p.m. newscast. The chance for microburst. That's the type of damage that you can see in the summertime. It's not tornadoes. It's not necessarily flash flooding that we get concerned about. It's more, especially when it's been this dry. It's more about the strong wind gust, 40 to 60 miles an hour. That's typically the range that you can see them in the strongest of summertime storms. Remember, warm air rises, and because it's so hot, the warm air rises a lot faster this time of year. A lot of updraft speeds that are very quick. That brings in a lot of that moisture into the cloud. So all that moisture rises, that air condenses, and it turns into water. Clouds have a weight limit, and evaporative cooling, that dry air, helps that process happen very quickly. So as a result, that air condenses, turns into water, the cloud reaches its weight limit, and it all falls sometimes at once. And that can produce some strong wind gusts. And sometimes those microbursts can get up to 70 to 80 mile an hour winds over a 2-mile radius. So it goes to show you this time of year we sometimes see our worst weather. And this is the 3-day outlook for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. High chances of rain I think it's going to stay that way. We're going to be in the low to mid 90s on Sunday, upper 80s on Monday, because the cold front's going to be moving over us. So it'll be a slightly cooler air mass. On top of that, clouds and rain. I do think we'll stay in the mid to upper 80s for highs to start next week, with some low to mid 90s Saturday and Sunday. And it's just going to continue on. So this pattern should bring us a decent amount of rain. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this back so you can see the overall rainfall totals that are possible. I think anywhere from, say, 1 to 2 inches of rain in some areas is definitely attainable with some isolated higher amounts. And, if we get these isolated higher amounts, that would be good because we're abnormally dry. And we'd like to see some more rain moving in before too awful long. So it's been overdue. Some of us getting that, others not so much. But I do think a lot of us have a good chance of seeing a soaking rain this weekend and into early next week as well. So that'd be good news there. And there's some of those latest rainfall totals coming in. Anywhere from about a half an inch to an inch of rain is where most of us could stand by Monday morning. I do think we'll get some higher totals into the afternoon. And so that's something that we'll keep track of. I do want to show you Futurecast for the upcoming weekend. So let's go ahead and show you that. This is tomorrow afternoon, right at about 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And heavy storms coming in from the north and west. It's the exact same storm angle as we've had earlier this week. Yesterday, the same angle we have today. They're coming in right about the exact same way. These storms could be noisy on Saturday afternoon. So for your plans, I don't think it's going to impact your plans all day. We're talking about a span of 2 hours where your plans could be impacted. And then we'll see another round coming in on Sunday. And here's the latest look at what Sunday holds. Dry in the morning. And then watch what happens in the afternoon. Hit or miss thunderstorms start to fire up, and some of these could bring strong wind gusts, maybe even some small to medium-sized hail. We've been looking at that pretty much all week long, and I do think the forecast will hold for what's going to be a pretty eventful weekend. And then we get to next week, and pretty much more of the same thing. I think we'll start to dry out a little bit as we head into Monday morning, and then more hit or miss thunderstorms on Monday afternoon. So that's kind of the look at what we're looking at in the at least near-term forecast. Once we get to next week, it looks to shape up to be pretty interesting as well. Heat dome setups make for unpredictable weather because you got to pinpoint where the heat dome's at. Anywhere outside of the heat dome has a chance for a lot of thunderstorms. Anywhere inside it, it's just hot and dry. So that's kind of the latest update as we head through the afternoon. Again, we'll keep you posted with frequent updates as we get them. I'm going to track radar one last time, show you where these storms are, at least early this afternoon. And we got a strong cluster of storms right now that's headed right over the Augusta Metro and Aiken, Grovetown, Evans, Martinez. So be on the lookout for these as they track towards the west or towards the east at a decent rate, just at about 20 miles an hour this afternoon. I'm getting the latest storm motion here. I'm going to track this out. So if you're in the Augusta area, just a heads up. Let's see, 25 there. So arrival times here, Augusta at 4:10, so about another 25 minutes for you guys in Augusta. 4:10 in North Augusta as well. Fort Gordon closer to 4. Martinez at about 3:55, so another 10 minutes for Martinez, another 5 minutes for Grovetown. Evans, another 10 minutes. Augusta, 25 minutes. Beach Island, this is going to be closer to, say, about 4:20 to 4:30 in your area. Aiken down the road at about 4:25. So just a heads up for those arrival times. We head into the next several hours here. There's more thunderstorms coming. It's going to be an eventful afternoon and evening, and we look to get some good soaking rain in many spots. So here's hoping that keeps on going, and then we're going to get more storms this weekend. So stay safe out there. Stay weather aware, of course, with the Fox 54 weather team. Our newscast starts at 5:30 tonight after Spain is taking on Belgium, and that is a pretty close game right now. So make sure to stay with us for Fox 54 News at 5:30, 6:30, 10, and 11, and we'll see you soon tonight on Fox 54 News.